The problem of predestination in Christianity. Predestination is the idea in Christianity that because of God's sovereignty over the universe, God has ordained all events that will happen from eternity past. However, this idea causes several issues that I will explain in this video. God created the universe. The Bible describes that God created the universe, which means He is responsible for all that happens in the universe. Divine foreknowledge. In the Bible, God reveals that He knows everything including the future and has already planned the outcome of every action, meaning God is in complete control and knew sin and evil would occur in the universe before He created it. God is all-powerful. In the Bible, God is described as all-powerful, which means He could have created the universe so it would never fall into sin and evil and death, and yet He didn't. God chose the worst of the two possible worlds. If God is all-powerful and all-knowing and sovereign and was able to choose between creating a world that would never fall into evil and a world which would fall into evil, then this means God chose the worst option of the possible worlds, and so God is responsible for the evil in the world. Christ predestining all events. The Bible describes that Jesus predestines all events and controls everything according to His will, meaning evil events are predestined by Christ. God controls every random event. The Bible describes that God controls probability, including the outcomes of dice, and so this means God controls and decides every event in the universe, including harmful events. God created evil. In the Bible, God admits that He created the evil in the world, which would make God the true source of sin. God causes false prophets. God admits that He causes false prophets to preach against God and still demands their execution for their actions, which God Himself caused. God causes heretics. God admits that He deceives false prophets into speaking heresy and that He destroys them for doing what God tricked them into doing. God causes unbelief. God admits that He sends delusion to certain people to trick them into being unbelievers in order to condemn them for being tricked by God's lies. God creates sinners to damn them. God is described as creating wicked sinners for the purpose of damning them on the day of judgment. God predestines people to disobey. The Bible describes that those who disobey the word of God are predestined by God to do so, meaning it is the fault of God that people disobey. God creates unbelievers to destroy them. The Bible describes that God creates and prepares unbelievers as objects to receive God's wrath. Thanks for watching. I will make my next video about the contradicting attributes of God as soon as I can.